Hello everyone, hope you are all doing well and are safe and healthy wherever you are. In this video, we will be covering seafarer interview tips and answering techniques. I have been asked many times on the questions which might be asked during the seafarers interview, mostly the junior officers, because then there is not much of technical where they can be asked. However, they can be asked a lot of personal related questions. Okay, these are the questions which are usually asked to the freshers or near freshers, where they might not have much technical knowledge with them. In that case, what is the basis of questionnaire? I have seen a lot of YouTube videos which give the list of interview questions, but there are some few common topics based on which all these interview questions are asked. Today, we are going to discuss all those topics which makes the basis for asking this question. Let's dive into the video. First one is the loyalty, or what they call in the maritime perspective as LTP. That is long-term prospect. What is your mindset to continue the sea career and to become a master or a chief engineer? This is what is checked in this question. There can be many questions for checking loyalty or long-term prospects, which shows how long you will sustain in a task or a job. For example, they can ask you, what are you looking at after 5 years? When do you think you will become a master? What is your plan for the future? These are a few questions which the interviewer might ask to understand whether are you actually willing to stay in the merchant navy for a long time, or you are a short time wanderer who will eventually leave merchant navy after clearing your exams. Next very important trait was checked in the interviews are the teamwork. Again, as you may know, you have only a fixed number of people on the ship. If there is an emergency or a medical emergency, or there is any big task which has come out which has to be done at sea, there is a pollution incident, for any of the emergencies or additional tasks which comes, we don't have additional manpower which can be requested at a short notice. The team on the ship have to do all the tasks whichever comes its way out at sea. Teamwork is a very important aspect for any seafarer. So the questions might be asked based on previous experiences to tell whether if you had any experience in a team, or did you perform any task in the team, or something like that which is related to teamwork, to test how good are you to teamwork. These questions should be answered based on your contribution in the team, rather than telling the team did that, team did that, team did this, etc. What they are interested in knowing is what you did in the team, what you did in the task. Okay, that is very important. So the questions based on teamwork will always check your ability to work in a team. Next is decision making. Okay, if you are a junior officer or a senior officer, or at any time of the task, as you know, there are not many people on the ship, you might be working on a single task alone or with only one more partner. So you will always be in a position to take decisions and quickly. Okay, there can be a situation there, you are on the bridge, you are a third officer and there is a ship coming and ship is behaving erratically. What is your action? What is the decision you are going to take? You are seeing a fishing boat, you have to take action. What is your action? So there are so many instances where you have to take immediate action and you have to take it precisely at a short notice and not having much information. So in that case, what are you going to do? So decision making is a very important trait which should be there for all seafarers. So again, you might be asked for a situation where you had two decisions to make, and how did you take that decision which you took. So you have to answer from your perspective, and you have to ensure that you are very clear in the example what you give. You have to go into the very minute details so that they are aware that you are not making up the answer and actually you have experienced it. That is very important in giving the answer to such questions. Okay, next we go to the conflict resolution. Again, with limited number of people, this is becoming a very important trait. It is not that you cannot speak to somebody till you sign off and you can get your work done. That doesn't happen on the ship. Even though you don't like somebody, you have to work as a team. That is very important. Hence, if there is any situation, not with you, but there are two other seafarers who are having some conflict, you have to be in a position where you will be able to resolve the conflict between the two seafarers on the ship. You may not be a master or a chief engineer to do this. You can be an AB or a OS or a oiler or anybody. You can have colleagues, two of the colleagues having some misunderstanding, which you can get into and clarify and clear it out. Okay, again there will be a question like, give me an example from your life where you had to deal with a conflict and how did you manage. For example, you can have a situation where you had a bad master and he was giving wrong instructions. So what did you do that time? Did you revolt or did you try to explain to him? How did you resolve this conflict of understanding? The master is giving you some orders but you don't feel that is right. So how did you take it up to them? Okay, so this is very, very important. You should know that how you resolve a conflict with a seafarer on board or between two seafarers. Next is leadership. Leadership is again, it's a trait where due to the limited seafarers on board becomes very, very important. Seafarers have various roles including during emergencies, hence leadership is an important skill. During emergencies, for fighting the fire or any kind of emergency, the whole ship's team is divided into various smaller teams, where in some team there can be 3 people, there can be in some team there can be 2 people, or some team there can be 5 people, and there will be an in charge and there will be a backup. Okay, so everybody gets a chance to be a leader during the emergencies, or in case of any situation where you and your team member or only 2 people working on a task, you will have situations where you will have to show your leadership skills. The interview will check if you are having the leadership skill to go ahead. Also, for getting promoted, it is not only necessary that you clear all your exams, but the appraisals from the ships also should be good. The interviews in the office also should go well. You will be monitored during your trainings when you are getting promoted. So all these tests and checks is more for your behavioral attitudes rather than your technical skills. So leadership is a very, very important skill when you have to become a leader or get promoted to senior ranks on the ship. This completes the part 1 of this video. We have 5 more points which we will cover in the next part. Please go through this video again and again and assimilate what are the topics which have been discussed here. Think of situations in each of the trait which is explained here. Go through in your mind and take out examples of when this actually happened. If you see any of the interview questions which you have been seeing on YouTube or actually you have attended, all this will be some part of this topics which we have discussed today. Okay, thank you so much for watching this video till now. Have a nice day, take care, and I will upload the next part very soon. Keep watching the videos. Bye bye.